And every chapter works the same. Once you understand chapter 9 here, you understand every chapter of any AP course. Then we looked at Smart Book and the power of that and how to assign it. Okay? Now I want to talk about tests. I want to talk about how to create a test, how to give out a test either digitally or paper pencil. So this, I have a feeling, might be a portion of the presentation you might listen very closely to. Okay? This is a really kind of powerful piece. So let me get back in. Okay, close. Okay, so a test is an assessment. A test is an assessment. So we will click assessment. Oh, it logged me out because I forgot. Let me log back in. Sorry. So go to APUS. APUS. Okay. A test is an assessment. Let me start over with a quick assessment. You will click New Assessment. Okay, he gets gold stars. He was working ahead. Okay, so we're going to go to New Assessment, and we're going to call this Chapter 10 Test. Okay, Create Assessment. You are drawing, I speak very loud and clearly so you hear this and understand it. You are drawing your test questions from all the questions that we have to offer you. So I would call that a question bank. So you are drawing your questions from the question bank. We will put there. Now you have access through this drop-down menu to every question, to anything that we have for AP US history, period. Okay? So I'm going to go here, and what I want you to know, you see, these have, we give you access to the AP practice exams that we have. I probably, y'all, this is my opinion as a teacher, I probably would not drop some questions there because then it makes your practice exam later useless because they've already seen the question. But we wanted to give it to you. Okay? Here's content assessment. Okay? Content assessment and AP assessment. I want to tell you the difference. Content assessment, so you saw there's a ton of stuff here. Content assessment is going to be pretty darn rote information. It's going to be multiple choice, true, false, kind of like low level. Okay? The AP assessment is stuff that was specifically tied to the College Board standards, okay, that were released in May. So Chapter 9 AP assessment, okay? This is all the questions you have access to. There's 20 there, and over here, there's an additional 5 questions. These are all essay, okay, on the second page. So watch this. We're going to create a test. I picked Chapter 9 AP assessment. So I want you to see, if you hover over a question, it will read it to you. I've made the argument to our development team that you need to see everything. And you can. If you click the kebabs over here, like a shish kebab, you see this over here? You can actually preview the entire question, preview, and you can see the actual prompt, and then all the choices as well. Okay? So, I'm going to go down and dirty here so you can just see it. I love question 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. I'm going to add it. This now on the left is my test. You can never muck with our master bank over here. This is your test. Let's go to page 2 of these. I like some of those essay questions. I want to add this one and this one. Add. You have to click add. I now have a 5-question test. 3 multiple choice and 2 essay. You can drag and drop them and move the order if you would like. Okay? So I want this essay first and I want an essay last. You can also add any question of your own quite easily. Watch this. Question, new question, and right here at the top of the page, you can add any of these styles of questions. Okay? So I'm going to do essay question. Karen Atkins is awesome. Okay? Is that right? Can I do good? Okay? We do why. Okay? Karen Atkins is awesome. Why? We go to the bottom. Y'all, you can add hints and tips and you can do stuff. Save, and you'll see the 6th essay question I just added. Okay, so again, you can draw from our question banks to create your own test. You then can drag and drop them any way you want. You can add your own essay question. Watch this. If you save it, you just move on. You can do it as a paper pencil. So if you're doing it as a paper pencil, and you're never going to get this digitally, you can just save and exit, and I can show you how to print it. But if you were going to get this test digitally, we would continue. And on this page, here's some hint. Make sure you have good internet. Use your browser's forward and backward button. You can add other words here if you want. Okay? At the bottom of the page here are tools that you can give the kids when digitally taking a test. It can read to them, highlight, notepad, protractor calculator, reference sheet. I think that's a sciencey thing. Okay? And then this is some things that you're going to want to know. This is the cheating aspect here. So we'll definitely want to randomize or scramble the questions.
Yes.
If we're taking tests in a digital way, we'll definitely want to randomize them. And you can do some other things. Can they cross out things? Okay, can they get access to hints? So if this was a daily grade and we just wanted them to like knowledge check, there's a hint button that they can read and it'll give them a little kind of help about that question. Okay, so we save and exit now. Now to print it or assign it digitally, watch this. We go to My Assessments, and the top one here is this test. We click the kebab menu again, and look at it. We could either assign it, or we can print it. If you assign it, you just pick a date and a time. Now watch this. I was a teacher, and so I think this is important to know. I would assign it. This is assigned digitally. I'll do paper pencil in a minute. I would make it hidden, so the kids cannot see it. Okay? And grade group category, I don't have any in there right now. Assign. Okay? And now the kids can't see it. This is how I ran my classroom. Hey kids, take out your notes. You have 5 minutes to look over everything. The test will be in your account in 5 minutes. While they're studying, whatever, you open up this account. Okay? You open up this account, and let's see. We go to we go here and we would make it, edit, we would make it visible, okay? You would then make it visible while they're studying, visible. They open up their accounts and there it is, okay? To me, I think the visible hidden thing is the most powerful tool you have. I think you can work ahead as a teacher. You can do chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. You can create things for the future and have them all hidden. And as you march forward into those assignments, you would make things visible or invisible to kids. So I think it's the most powerful. The other thing is I taught high school, and there's a pep rally. There's a graduation cap and gown ceremony. There's there's a fire drill. So the schedule is never right. So if you when I explain this to people that have never taught, like this is not helpful for some things because class is never the same 3 days in a row and things kind of screw up, and that the visible hidden is incredibly important. They're like, oh, I never thought about it like that. I'm like, no doubt, right? So I think the visible hidden is really important. But I want to show you this paper pencil. So we created that test. Assessments, My Assessments, Shish Kebab menu, print. It opens up a menu for you. You can change the font size. You can change the font. You can do write-on the essay, which I think are actually important for essay questions. You can show the answer letter choices, which I think are good. You can randomize, okay? You can randomize the print one, right, if you'd like. Print answer key with the answers to questions is the first one, and print just the answers. So I actually like just from the answers. We're going to generate a PDF. This is creating this chapter 10 test for me. And y'all, this is the sort of thing, so you see down here, here's a folder. Here we go. This is the test, print assessment. This is the answer key. So let me open up the test. Here it is. There's the prompt. There's the write-on lines for the essay. Okay. There's the prompt. These are good, right, solid questions.
Wow.
But then the next thing is look at the answer key. This is what I want you to see. For essay questions, it is going to say answers will vary.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
But this is D, this answer's B, this answer's C. Okay? So, I'm going to do it one more time because I want us to live it and breathe it a little bit. Okay? I want us to live it and breathe it. Okay? So we're going to do new assessment. New assessment. I'm going to do chapter 11 quiz. I'm going to do my last name. Okay? I'm going to call it quiz. Okay? Create new assessment. From question bank, I go down to chapter 11 AP. AP chapter 11, there we go. I can drag question 1, 2, 3, add to create my test. Go to the second page. I like some of these essays. Add. Here's my 5-question test over here. Okay. If I was just using paper pencil, ladies and gentlemen, I would save and exit. I would click the kebab, print, generate, answer lines, answer keys, generate PDF. And now here's my chapter 11 quiz.
Can we go back to the print the kebab part?
Yeah, for sure. I would love to go back. Okay? So here at the top, Indy is the kebab. We go there. We go to print. It opens up a menu. And now, so y'all, my favorite font is Arial. Their study's been done. It's the clearest, most legible font. 12. I don't know if you can go smaller. No, you can go bigger. Write out lines, answer choices. So I actually think these are good, so they have space to write. And I do my answer key not with the questions written. Generate PDF. Oh, I just did it, so it might be bad. It's right here. Okay, open. So this is the assessment. Quiz legality. Okay. There's a map on there.
Right.
Okay. There's a map. Now I worry about photocopiers sometimes, right? Print answers. So this is the answer key. Remember the last two were essay, so we had those there. This is the sort of thing where I think you need to create a quiz and save them in your chapter 10 folder or chapter 11 folder, and you'll forever have it. Can't you push PDFs out but it won't auto grade. See, the nice thing about giving digitally is it auto grades everything but the essay. The essays you'll need to open up and look at. But this stuff, it would spit out an auto grade for the multiple choice, true, false kind of component. So,
I know you said that this correlates with Google. Google Forms, I think for MPS we have access to locked Google Forms. At least through my account I've seen it.
Locked Google Forms.
So you could, if you give them a MPS managed Chromebook,
yes.
you could have 30 kids, let's say, and you have 30 Chromebooks. They're sitting in their desks in class with you. They each have their own Chromebook. They log in with their student ID, whatever. They can open the test on their computer, but it's locked, so they can't take screenshots, they can't highlight, they can't go on another website, nothing. It is simply that test, just like a secure ACT test would be. So what my question is, if these tests are made on Clever, but we have the option to upload files and stuff to Google, could we put this into a Google test to give to them under locked Google? And then that way it's not a digital test that they take at home, but a digital test that they take in class, but it's locked and secured.
That I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
I don't want to, I'm not a liar, so I don't want to, I don't want to lie. The Google integration is kind of new to us, maybe last 6 months kind of thing. Yeah. And so some of the functionality of it, I'm not super aware of. What I've heard teachers that have linked, they've been extremely happy. Okay. Because it is Google Classroom integration. It is not just linked to Google. It is specifically about that pushing back and forth of documents. We've been on some page and it said, push this out to your Google Classroom. Yes. And that's the sort of. So if it's integrated, it would be my understanding that if you have that as a locked form and they take it, it will auto grade everything. That's multiple choice. Okay. That's my understanding as it's been described. Y'all, I was working with a district the other day and they have a similar, listen how creepy this is. The teacher at the front of the room can look at every kid's screen. Yeah.
and everything they're looking at and everything they're doing, I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's for proctoring online test taking.
Right.
They can pop into any kid's page at any time.
Right.
Which is like, holy
Wow.
smokes.
It's,
Yeah,
I've
it's like
forgotten
Big
what they
Brother,
call
but
it.
I mean, I guess in a good way.
Yeah,
right?
no
'Cause
doubt
you need-
about
in a good way. What's up? Do you need
I'm
help?
no, I'm handling
Okay,
something.
okay, awesome.
Do you mind if I
Why
take
don't we
that?
have, my challenge to you now, in a training sort of way, is why don't we all go create a test? A 5-question test, 4 that you picked from a chapter and 1 that you wrote yourself, right? So let's write a test, 4 questions that you, 4 questions that you pull from a chapter, and then 1 that you wrote yourself. So you're given, that's a digital one.